welcome to another episode of Satisfying Static. We're going to bring you some holiday cheer today. And by holiday cheer, I mean that we're going to talk about our Christmas trees.
Tis the season.
Tis the season.
We have to. Well, I mean, we always do housekeeping, right? And I feel like this is housekeeping.
This is housekeeping.
Christina and Liv just got their tree.
Yep, yesterday.
And she was showing it to me, and it's amazing. I'm very jealous. You have like a full-sized tree. I just got my first real Christmas tree ever.
It's very exciting.
So that's why I'm excited. But it's just a little baby tree. So it literally fit in the trunk of the car, which is super fun.
That's great, honestly.
I've never thought about that. So for those of you listening that don't know, I live in an apartment, which means very little storage space often, and definitely no storage space in this apartment. So I don't have very many holiday things just because I don't really have anywhere to put them. And when I moved, I got rid of my tree because it was looking sad. It had been loved a lot. So I was like, oh, whatever. I'll just I don't have anywhere to store it. I'll just get a new one. And I really wanted a colorful fake tree. But I was like, where the hell am I going to keep that thing? And I was driving by the Christmas tree farm and I was like, baby trees. I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get a real one because it's little and then I can throw it away at the end of the season. Don't have to store shit. Look at that. Amazing.
That's genius. I did not get a real tree until me and Olivia started dating. I had not had a real tree ever before. Mm-hmm. So this is only my second year having a real tree.
Ooh, okay. So it's new to both of us. That's interesting. Yeah, I always grew up with the fake ones, but once my parents more fully retired or moved up to Wisconsin, they live kind of in the middle of nowhere, so they just chop one down every year.
Sure. Yeah. This year we went to a place in Boston that was very much on a street, and you didn't really get to look around. You really just walked in and whatever tree they had was kind of what you got to go with. So thank God Liv told them to cut down the top because it would have been too tall for our apartment. So she was like, can we actually trim up the top too? And I was like, oh yeah, sure, sweetie, whatever. And they did. And I'm glad that she did because otherwise it wouldn't have fit in our house.
Oh, damn. That's a really nice tree for you get what you get. I got to walk around and the guy was like, we just got a bunch of little ones in if you want me to wrap some for you.
It was very well priced. It was only $75 and I think it's 8 feet.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's nice. Harriet is looking at me and I know she's going to bite my arm in any second. So I'm just waiting for her to stop staring at me right now. I'm hiding my arm. But no, I wanted to go to a tree farm because we wanted to do a holiday card this year. So we wanted to do some, nice pictures or whatever. And Liv was like, no, they make you chop down your own. I said, sweetie, I don't think every tree farm makes you chop down your own. I feel like that wouldn't be very ADA compliant. So that feels untrue. But okay, if you don't want to go to a farm, that's fine. So we didn't. And said tree picking took us 10 seconds because we walked in, went, yeah, I guess we'll take that one. And they were like, all right, great.
Here you go.
Exactly. Other housekeeping on my end, I bought a treadmill.
Hey, congrats. Good for you. Is it one of those ones that you can fold up and put away under the couch or whatever?
So I looked at a lot of those and a lot of those were this is great for walking under your desk, but if you think you're going to run on this, that's hysterical.
Oh, okay.
A lot of them were what is this? A treadmill for ants? So I did not get one of those, but the one that I did get, I got on the Book of Faces marketplace. Mm-hmm. It only had 300 miles on it. It still has the plastic on some pieces of it. It's brand new and it folds up in the way that you can fold it up and move it on wheels and stuff. And it's light enough that just me and the dude got it in. I got free delivery. He set it up for me. He recommended some awesome maintenance lube that I should use. And it fit in the spare bedroom perfect. So it worked out.
Nice.
I tried to do my first beginner run today. I lasted 10 minutes of the 30-minute workout. Their recommended speeds were just too fast. And so lesson learned, their warm-up at 3.5 miles an hour was a very, very brisk walk, which was fine. But then when they said to go to 5.5 for a jog, that was a full-blown sprint for me. So I think maybe I could have gone to 4.5 and done a nice light jog. They recommended 5 minutes of that before transitioning to the other thing. And I was like, I should have all of this, this whole thing, I should have it.
Or if you just lower your speed, that should help a lot right away. And you being able to sustain a little bit longer for because especially if you don't run regularly, you haven't run in a long time, 5.5 can be a sprint.
Yeah, and it was literally 10 minutes and I was like, all right, cool. And I ripped my stop key off and I was like, all right, I'm gonna pass out now, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't realize how out of shape I was from a cardiovascular standpoint until I did that. And then I was like, oh. And I don't know the date of the belt test later this month, but my hope is that it gets better by then. It's recommended to only run like twice a week when you're first getting started. And I'm going to jiu-jitsu 4 times a week. So I'm like, today and probably Friday I have off will be it for running, because then it's jiu-jitsu tonight, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah. Well, you're doing it. So yay,
I'm
progress.
trying. Yeah,
Good job.
I made a video about it, and I don't know, we're trying. I didn't spend the money on this thing for it to be a coat rack, so I want to actually use it.
Yay. I mean, we're all very proud of you. I'm very excited for you. Is Liv using it at all, or is it just your thing?
Liv goes to other fitness stuff, and
Okay.
dance is much more cardio
Mm-hmm.
intensive than martial arts is, just in the way of like my version of reps isn't that heart rate inducing, but her version of like rehearsal is cardiovascularly intense. So I don't know that she'll ever use it. I'm sure if she wants to, she can. If she wants to go on a walk or whatever, I'm sure actually like after we get her pregnant, she may want that. She may not
Oh,
want to leave the
yeah.
house to walk, so she may enjoy walking
That'll be
here.
nice. Yeah. Yeah. No, I was just more curious. Like, I mean, obviously, like, if you're both getting use out of it, then it was a very, very good investment. Not that it's a bad one if you're not, but
Well, my biggest barrier to working out is leaving the house. So my argument was, if I just need cardio, I can just get cardio here. And I looked at the exercise bikes and stuff, but like I don't think the exercise bikes do enough in the way of cardio for me. I think just straight up running would be better for me.
yeah.
So I don't know. It's a work in progress. That's my housekeeping.
No, I love it. That's good housekeeping. I had a Peloton. I miss my Peloton. I want another one. So I'm just, counting down the days until I can be the type of person that owns a Peloton.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, but I used to run all the time. Like my easy run was like 3 miles. So if for me, a treadmill got boring. I hated running on a treadmill. Like that wouldn't be a good investment for me. So, I mean, I get that. Like for me, the bike was so hard. It killed me. That was one where like their suggested speeds I needed to turn down significantly because I was like, y'all are insane. This is a beginner class. Shut up. No. So like I think it just depends on what your body needs.
Yeah. So like my quads are strong but tire easily. And so like I don't know, the bike just didn't feel like hard enough for me because I wasn't carrying my whole weight. My calves apparently hate walking, by the way. Like I like did the walking warm up, my calves were on fire.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Huh.
I don't know. My hope is that it gets better.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Like, I just think that's so interesting. Like, I'm one of the weird people that like enjoys exercising, and so like I think it's interesting to like do something that you think should be easy because you use those muscles every day, and then you're like, wait a minute, I guess I don't use that muscle, like what, or at least not in that way. But then like you look back on it like 3 months later, and you're like, oh well, now it's easy.
Yeah, and that's my hope. Like in jiu-jitsu, I've made a lot of progress just getting used to my body movement in that way. And I was injured like 3 weeks ago when I started going 4 times a week. I hurt my left elbow, my left knee, and then I got used to it. My body was like, no, it's fine. You can train 4 days a week and be fine. So like you're
Yeah.
fine. So my hope is that the running part goes the same way.
Oh yeah, it will. Our bodies are amazing. They adapt so quickly. It's a little scary. And even like I used to work out a ton and now I haven't the last few years, and that's really been like hard for me. But even when I would take like breaks and I'd be like, oh man, I'm starting over from nothing. Like you aren't ever really. You like come back, you're like, wow, I'm bouncing back a lot faster than I thought. And like even though it's been a while and I haven't really done anything, my body still like remembers and like can do this, and like it sucks at first, but you give it a little bit and you're like, oh yeah, this isn't that hard.
Yeah, well, in my body, I always enjoy working out, but it's one of those things that I don't feel like I enjoy it until it's done. Right. So, like, if I get up and I force myself to do it, and while I'm doing it, I'm like, this is fine. And then at the end, I'm like, wow, I feel really good about myself. But it's really a journey to get to that part of it.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, for me, the part that like keeps me working out is like I really like feeling strong and in control of like my body, and working out does that for me, right? Like not everyone can attempt to do a headstand. Like, there are certain yoga poses that are difficult to do if you don't have balance and like control. Those to me are like huge dopamine, I guess, boosters where I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I got this because I went to yoga this week. So don't worry, I can bend down and pick that up without hurting my back. Um, but it's like things like that like really keep me pushing forward. And so like, I don't know, that takes time to build up. But what I'm realizing now that I haven't been doing those things and like little things are harder, like bending down and picking things up, I'm like, oh, I don't like this. This isn't making me feel good. So maybe I do need to go back to like putting in the work and working out, because like the long-term result is just way worth it.
Yeah. So fingers crossed that it works out.
It will. You're doing great.
Let's fire the bad boy up. Beep boop bop bop dop 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 bop smack me dop dop smack.
Why are there so many smacks?
Why not? Answer. Why are you just looking at me like that?
Because I don't know that I have anything for this one. This is a weird one.
Yeah, I don't really either.
Yeah, like the first thing that comes to mind is like answer question, but like where do we go from there? So maybe we redo this one.
How about sweep?
Ooh, I don't know why that immediately I thought of chimney sweep.
Absolutely. Yeah, chimney sweep sweep. Sweep, 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 chimney, sweep, sweep, sweep. My fiance would hate me for not actually knowing that song, but that's a song, right? Like,
is it?
It's the chimney sweep song from what is it, Mary Poppins? The chimney.
I don't remember the song, but the next thing that popped in my head was like, I was like, is it Singing in the Rain that he's a chimney sweep? And there's one in Mary Poppins. Anyway, do these things still exist? Do people still sweep chimneys? Or is that still a profession?
It is still a profession.
Huh.
I do know that certifiably. You do still have people who come and clean chimneys. It's a thing out in New England for sure.
Oh, cool. I don't know. I've never thought of that before.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a real thing. Like, people have to come empty out chimneys. It all depends on what kind of heat source you use, I think, is the big deal.
That is fascinating. Well, because I was just thinking, I mean, people still have fire burning, like, chimneys, whatever, fireplaces out here. So somebody's got to clean those.
Yeah, Liv's parents have a wood burning fireplace in their house that we used last Christmas.
That's crazy. Okay, so that's probably the most interesting thing. The best fun fact I've learned today is chimney sweeps still exist, because that whole phrase to me, just like we were talking about Mary Poppins, seems like a very like old-timey turn of phrase.
It feels very 18th or 19th century London.
Yeah, right. Like when would we ever be sitting around talking about a chimney sweep? So that's fascinating, except on this episode of this podcast, obviously.
I think it's in Newsies too, the Broadway musical. They are also chimney sweeps, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's the same like time, the era, so that would make sense.
It's all 19th
right?
century England, I'm pretty sure. Or 19th century New York. Like, I'm pretty sure it's all the same.
Right. Like kind of vibe. They're all wearing those like newspaper boy caps, and they all have soot on their faces.
Right. Yes. What I first thought of was that we accidentally got delivered a robotic vacuum.
Cool.
Yeah. So Olivia's sibling bought a Christmas gift for their mother and shipped it to us so that we could wrap it and bring it to the Christmas thing. But what got delivered was a robotic vacuum. And we had been talking about wanting one. And so we thought somebody just gifted it to Olivia as like a late birthday gift. Because it was addressed to Olivia. So we ripped it open, we set it up, and I was like letting it map out the house and do its sweepy thing. Mm-hmm. And then it comes out that like, no, this is the wrong item. And I was like, homie, we want to keep it now. It's covered in dog hair now. Like, it's got all this fur on it.
Yeah, we've been using it.
Yeah, now it's ours.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll cover the difference, I guess. But it was the exact same price. It was like, the exact same. So we have a robotic sweep now.
Oh, cool.
We've elected to name it Seymour.
Okay. I forget what I called mine, but I liked Seymour. That's a good one.
A lot of people go for like Roxanne, the robot vacuum.
That's cute. I wish I was that clever. No, I just like being annoying. Mine was definitely called something like Starship 7 or something weird like that.
Oh, hilarious. I don't even know what brand ours is, but we were thinking of names and I was like, let's name it Seymour. Seymour the Sweep.
I love it. No, I love it. We love alliteration. But have you been enjoying it? Do you like how it works? Because I miss mine sometimes.
So this is going to feel like a humble brag, but our apartment is so big that it really struggles to map out the whole thing and return home before its battery is low. So when I hit like auto, it, does half the apartment and then it's like, I'm sad. I'm going to go back home. And then it slowly finds its way home.
Well, I mean, I think the battery life on those things just kind of suck because it would do that in my old apartment too. Like it could only
Yeah.
really handle one room and then it needed to nap and then it could do it again in the afternoon.
Yeah, so it's fine. I enjoy it. It doesn't really have a cry when it gets stuck. It just keeps hitting the wall, and then like, like there's some
Mm-hmm.
corners in the house it gets stuck in, and it'll just keep hitting it, and it won't like beep or do anything, and I'm like, use your words. I don't that's hard.
Yeah, they're not perfect, but
No. Well, like Olivia dropped some stuff in the kitchen and then like turned it on to come into the kitchen to clean it, and then it like went over some stuff and missed some stuff, and she was like, well, what the heck, like you don't even do, and I'm like, sweetie, it's not a perfect
mm-mm.
mechanism, like it just isn't.
No, I learned sort of the hard way that it's like it's a helpful assistant, but like you still
Right.
have to vacuum and clean the floors. Like it doesn't do a very good job, but if you're someone like me who will leave that for a few weeks, it's a nice in between.
Absolutely.
Or
Yeah, I
if you have
will.
pets, like if you have pets
Yeah.
and like I dog sit, so that, doesn't help. If you have pets, it's great because you don't want to be sweeping hair every single day. Like this is a good fix for that.
Yeah, exactly. It's been really nice to just like turn it on and sit and not have to mess with it. We have an unexpected guest. Harriet
Hi,
has
Harriet.
joined the podcast. She's behind me. She doesn't normally hang out with me, but it's because it's
No.
3:30 in the afternoon, which means it's an hour and a half before dinner time. So she's glued to me until dinner time.
Oh my god. Well, it looks like she's sitting on your shoulder, but I'm pretty sure she's sitting on the couch.
No, on
Oh,
the cushion behind
oh,
me.
oh, there we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, on the cushion behind me. She's just, doing the Sphinx move where she's got her paws in front of her and she's just like chilling there. Yeah, that's her.
Very cute. Oh,
Anything else on
Harriet.
sweep? I don't think I have anything else on sweep.
No, I was just really shocked that I didn't think of like a broom first. That the first thing I thought of was chimneys.
That's exactly what I thought of too. And I think it's the word sweep, not sweeping.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
if we would have
maybe.
said sweeping, my first thought would have been, oh, a broom. You sweep with a broom. But
Yeah.
what about cooperate?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Cooperate?
Okay. I don't know why I heard that so weird.
Did I say it weird? I might have said it weird.
It sounded like you said cooperate.
Oh, I might have. I might have put an RE in the middle of cooperate. I might have done that. That might have been
I'm
me. Yeah.
okay. Not sure. But anyway, we'll play it back. Cooperate. Um,
Or cooperate.
Cooperate. If I don't know if anyone says it like that, but maybe we can
Nobody.
try. That really just makes me think of job applications because that's what I've been doing a lot of lately.
Have you been writing ideal cooperation?
Oh my god, or
Really good at
cooperated
teamwork.
in, yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
that. Collaborated, yeah, so a lot of job descriptions and cover letters. That's what that's making me think of, which is making me tired.
Cooperate just makes me think of police and law enforcement screaming, "Why aren't you cooperating?"
Oh
And
wow, okay.
that makes me tired too. Just
Same, but that's a good turn.
cooperate. Get on the ground. Cooperate. I'm trying.
Okay, okay, we're getting all right.
Okay.
This deserves like a PTSD warning.
Oh, jeez. Well, speaking of, the next word would be scream. So
Where is the random word generator taking us today?
down a horror fantasy of doom, I guess.
Apparently. But I think Scream went negatively just because of that last conversation. Because, I don't know.
Yeah, when I hear the word scream, though, I only ever think of Scary Movie.
Yeah, I know. It's hard not to, right?
Like, I never saw the original Scream films, ever. Literally never. I thought the character was made up for the Scary Movie movies.
Oh.
Like, genuinely, I thought the Scary Movie movies were what invented Scream. And,
Okay.
I was
Not vice
in that.
versa.
No, and I was in that generation where everybody was Scream for Halloween for, like, fucking 15 years. Like,
Yeah.
everybody just bought a Scream mask, and that's what they did.
Yeah. I remember that.
But I'm like, I've never seen the real Scream movies at all. Are they
They're
called
not.
Scream?
They are. Yeah, Scream
Okay.
2, Scream 3. I think there's 5 of them.
Oh, is it
Uh
like what's the
David
Jigsaw?
Arquette is in them.
I did
So
know
is
that.
what's her face from Friends? Courtney.
Courtney
Is that her name?
Cox.
Yes, she's in them. Drew Barrymore is in the first one. So like it's had like famous for the what is that early 2000s names in it.
So 96, 97, 2000, 2011,
Oh,
2022, and 2023.
that is way too long of a
Scream 1
time.
through 4 came out from 96 to 2011. Just Scream came out in 2022, and then Scream 6, the last Scream, is coming out next year.
Oh my god, why are they why?
I don't know.
But okay, I mean, I guess good for them. They are like remaking everything. I don't know. Um I mean, they weren't like great movies, but
It
I
looks
guess
like
like
Courtney Cox and David Arnett are in the first 3 Screams.
oh,
Are they in the 4th?
I don't know.
Oh, they're in the 4th too. Wow.
They stuck with that franchise. Good for them.
They really did. Well, the same director did the first 4. Wes Craven did the first 4.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense though, because Wes Craven holds on to if he's doing a series, he's doing a series. It's really hard to pick up something after a Wes Craven.
Yeah, but it looks like the 2 more recent Screams, I don't know that they have the same people in it.
Yeah, probably a different director too. But
Wow, it's a $740 million franchise from box office sales only.
amazing. Good for them. Yeah, I mean, really, it's sort of in the same vein as like if you think of the Friday the 13th movies or like Nightmare on Elm Street, except it was
Yeah.
just later. So it's like that series, but like for our generation more, I guess.
I guess. I think of the Jigsaw series. What's that? Saw. The
Oh,
Saw
that
series.
too. Yeah, that's also same. Yeah, same vein. I think that came a little later than Scream, right? I don't
Yeah, no, Saw
remember.
definitely came out way later. Saw and Final Destination, those came out
Oh
around the same
yeah,
time. Saw and Final Destination.
God, those movies were so good.
The first 2 Final Destinations, nightmare fuel. Honest to God,
Mm-hmm.
nightmare fuel.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the first
A
Final
million
Destination.
percent.
Yeah, I saw the first Final Destination before I ever flew. And for those of you that don't know, in Final Destination 1, the whole premise is that this guy sits down on the airplane, this high school student sits down on an airplane, and he like goes through turning the air on, and he's like kind of freaking out, and then all of a sudden he falls asleep, sees the plane explode, and it feels so real. He gets up and he makes this huge scene, and he makes everybody get off the plane. And like a bunch of people, stay on the plane or whatever, but him, his teacher, and some people who get stuck in traffic get pushed off the plane. They're in the airport trying to figure out what to do next, and the plane explodes. The plane that he thought was going to explode explodes.
Mm-hmm.
And
As
then the
it's like
premise
taking
is,
off.
yeah, as it's like ascending. So the premise is him and the 7 people or whatever that came off the plane with him, quote, escaped death. And now death is going to find a way to like take what's owed from them. So they all die in extremely elaborate ways that are all deemed like freak accidents that are definitely not accidents. Like the teacher falls on like a knife that like had gotten pulled out and like
Yeah,
stuck in
they're
such a way that it was standing upright. And like
very
the
clever ideas.
yeah, the one dude trips and like strangles himself with his shower curtain or something. And it was like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was
I
all
don't. God.
very scary. And
Mm-hmm.
done in such a way that nobody had done it that way before, like where death was a real
Mm-hmm.
entity and like could think and move and do these things, but you never saw it coming, was super cool. So my first flight, I sit down and I'm like panicking that I'm going to
Right.
have some sort of vision that my airplane is going to explode. I'm going to be sent on this fantasy run of like escaping death. Oh boy, it was so good. It was such, the first one's so
Mm-hmm.
good. The rest of them just get more outlandish from there, but the first one was pretty good. The
They
second one was
did.
pretty good, and then after that, it
Yeah.
got not great. But
Yeah, I think that's why it didn't hang on for as long. But yeah, I mean, Final Destination. What was it? Final Destination. What is that
yeah,
called?
Final
Final
Destination. Yeah,
Destination.
yeah, Final Destination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it sparked a lot of that fear of flying for a lot of people because I've heard that from so many people, and they're like, "Oh, that scene
Man.
in Final." I'm like, "Oh, right, right, yeah, yeah, I know, I
Well, and it's
remember."
like That's why it was so good. Like the title was so good because it was Final Destination. It was about the airplane is what kicks
Yeah,
it off.
yeah,
So when you
right.
make Final Destination, the next 4 movies or whatever, and one of them starts in a
Yeah,
theme park, it's like, well, okay, that doesn't. All
right,
right,
right, right.
well,
Yeah, and I think what made the movie so effective is like a lot of scary movies, most scary movies before then have like a villain, somebody that's
yeah,
coming after you, something that's coming for you. These were all just like everyday situations that could literally maybe happen to you tomorrow.
yeah. And what was interesting is like the way that they spinned it was that a couple of them could see when
Hmm.
death was going to happen. So like one of them was
Right.
like, I remember this scene. I think it was the second one. It was like this dude with hooks. It was like the shadow of this guy with hooks, and they're like,
Hmm.
"What the heck?" And then there was a guy like
Oh yeah.
wheeling this thing of like prosthesis, and they were like, "What is that?" Like it's a guy with hooks. Like what is going to happen? And then it, like the hook catches one of them, and then like they get stuck in the elevator. Her hair gets stuck in the elevator, and then the elevator goes up, and it like decapitates her. It's like
Oh
nuts.
yeah.
Yeah, but it was so yeah. It was cool and gory enough, but not like Saw where it was all gore. Oh, Saw gives me the heebie-jeebies though. Some of those early
Yeah.
ones, like where that
So
one girl falls into the pit of all the needles.
ugh, I hated that one. I hated that. That was like
uh.
the third one or something too.
Yeah,
But that was the whole point of Saw. Like, there's different levels of horror. People
yeah,
like different things. Some people like psychological thrillers, which I would still consider horror movies in certain cases.
yep,
And Saw was definitely for the crowd that just like likes gore and wants things to be gory and as gory as possible. There's an audience for that.
for sure.
Obviously a very big one, which is a little disturbing, but whatever. Um, but that was definitely that. Scream and those kind of movies are like the mild version of that.
They're slashers. They're like Halloween.
Yeah,
Oh God,
exactly.
guy's coming for me. I'm gonna run in the
Right.
open yard and trip and fall.
No, right, exactly. Like they're predictable, but like still fun to watch or whatever. Saw was all about like fucking with your head.
Yeah, yeah, and gory, which is just terrible. I don't,
Terrible.
I don't have a scream. I just yell. Like when I think of a scream, I think of like a high pitched yelp. I don't have one of those. It's just yelling. So like when I get like when somebody jump scares me, it's just that I just yell. I just yell like what the fuck or like ah, but I don't scream.
Yeah, I don't know that I like if I think of like, oh, do I have a scream? Like I would think I would need to be like standing in a field or locked in my car and like, okay, what does it sound like when I'm just like, you just like let
Yeah,
it fucking
yeah,
go.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that to me would be a scream. Like if you scare the shit out of me, like will I yelp? Yeah. Or I don't know what the reaction would be.
To respond to that.
I don't either, Siri. I really don't.
She just keeps butting in today and I'm over it.
But I don't know if my voice is just too low that my octave doesn't hit that way, but like it doesn't get high like that. It just doesn't.
I mean, men scream. So
No, I believe it. I don't know why. It's like I've never every time I've been scared, it's just been like a deeper yell. It's like my response is not to get high, it's to get low. I don't know.
yeah, I can't think of like what I sound like when I get scared because I don't know if I always like scream. Sometimes my first instinct is to physically react. So my first instinct
Right.
is sometimes to hit.
Yeah, or like shove. Like I'll do a lot of
Yeah,
that. Like yeah, yeah,
so
absolutely. Yeah.
so like it
Run from
depends.
this,
Like
get out of the way. Yeah,
yeah, I
absolutely.
don't know that I always will like if like I don't think I do that a lot if someone scares me. My first instinct is usually to like get away. So I might like shove
Yeah.
you.
No, same. And I've definitely like opened a door and someone tried to scare me and I like immediately just slammed the door.
Yeah, yeah, I've
Like
done
that's
that. I
like,
do
oh, I opened the door
that.
and then I immediately like slam it shut. And they're like, what the fuck? I'm like, well, what the fuck yourself? You scared me? I
Right.
don't, what are you telling me?
This is why I always tell people, like, especially when people think they're funny or flirty by like scaring you, and I'm like, no, it's not cute with me. Like, you might end up with a black eye, and it will 1,000,000% be your fault. Like, don't
I
sneak
also,
up on me.
I just never understood that version of flirting.
Oh,
I
me
just
either.
never got it. I just never got it. Like
Me
scaring
either.
somebody is not fun for flirting. Like it's not super flirting, cute, adorable to scare. I just don't. I don't know. Maybe that's the lesbian in me. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. I'm because I've had lesbians behave like that too, so I don't know. But like, I've never understood that either. because I don't really do that to people, but also like I get really nervous and embarrassed afterwards because again, I'm not like, ah! I'm like, oh, sorry, I just slammed this door into your forehead. Like,
right, how you doing? Yeah, it's a weird, like, they did something stupid and now you're apologizing for them because your reaction was bad. Yeah.
Right, exactly. It was like, you made a dumb decision, but now I have to take care of your bloody nose. Damn it.
Yeah, now I feel bad and I'm apologizing for my reaction to your terrible decision.
Right. So that's why I just like never got it. It was like, it
No,
never
I don't get
ends
it.
well.
No, I don't get it either.
But anyway,
we eclipsed time really well. I don't think I used the word eclipsed right there, but I said it.
damn, I was really trying to circle back to the first word and I couldn't remember what it was, but
Oh boy, what was it? Hang on.
cooperate?
Nope, there's one before cooperate. Answer? Sweep.
Sweet.
Answer, sweep, cooperate.
Well, we've swept through this episode quickly.
We sure have. We sure have. And it was a scream of a time.
Oh, God. We got a lot of words in on this one.
We did. We skipped
Rough.
the answer is what we skipped right at the beginning. We skipped answer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Well, thanks for joining us.
Until next time.
Thank you, Jesus. That's going to get better. That's going to get better.